Hi everyone, Mikey79 here and welcome to this new video. Before we start the actual deck video that I have for you guys here, I wanted to wish everyone a happy new year. I hope everyone had the possibility to spend their holidays with some friends and families and had a great time. Now, I want to wish you all the best for 2016. Now, with that being said, let's go back to the video. Today I have for you guys is a Sultai deck, or Sultai, or I don't know how to pronounce it actually. Anyway, the colors are with Sultai blue, black and green. And let's see what I brew up. Now the deck is I wanted to build a reanimator deck, so there's a mechanic actually of this deck. So the key cards are actually Rise from the Grave, obviously, and Necromantic Summons. So those two are the absolutely key cards in this deck. So we shall start from the beginning. I play 4 copies of a salvage drone because of course to reanimate something you have to have some goodies in your graveyard, and salvage drone is actually the perfect creature that does that. It's a 1/1 which makes it a great blocker early game for only 1 blue mana. And if the opponent doesn't have anything on the field yet, you can start attacking him for the 1 damage. Okay, that's nice, but he also has ingest, and that already makes him exile some of his cards. So yeah, it's a funny little thing that actually works pretty great. Yeah, and the perfect thing for this deck that it actually does, why I play it, is when he dies I draw a card and then I have to discard a card. So as you shall see later in this video, we try to get some big fatties in our graveyard, and this salvage drone makes sure we can do that. Bit of the same reason why I play Chase Friend's Prodigy. He lets me draw a card and then discard a card. Same reason to get the fat creatures in the graveyard, the big ones. And then we can get them out with the Necromantic Summons or with the Rise from the Grave. Then of course early game I have to have some defense, so that's why I play the Carrier Troll. It's only 2 mana, 1 black, and I get a 2/1, so once again, if he doesn't have anything on the board yet and I get the Salvage Drone and the Carrier Troll in my opening hand, it's well, I wouldn't say really aggro, but it's, yeah, early game he has to deal with it. And the beauty of this thing is, if I need him to block creatures, then he replaces itself with a 1/1 colorless Sion, which I can sacrifice for 1 mana, and maybe I can play my Rise from the Grave a turn earlier. Yeah, it's a great creature in this deck. Then I still play 4 copies of the Elvish Visionary. I was doubting to replace him with the Blister Pot. Shall show it you right here. Where is it? Right here. This one is actually also very nice, and it's in great synergy also with the Carrier Troll. It does a bit the same thing, only this is a 1/1, but it also costs only 1 mana, so I think it's a great creature, but I prefer to have some card draw. It's an early blocker, same reason, same quality, same as the Carrier Troll and the Salvage Drone. It's early blocker to make sure I keep long enough alive. So, but it lets me draw a card and it helps me get my key cards just a little bit faster, and I think that's more of value than the Blister Pot. But I built a deck only yesterday. I played a few games with it, not that much, I think 10 or something, but yeah, the deck actually works great how it is now, so I don't feel the need to replace it with Blister Pot, but it's absolutely something to think over. Then Nissa, yeah, when you see earlier videos of me, I always play Nissa when I play a green deck. I think she's very flexible, she can do multiple things, and she fits always right in because the +1 ability is actually just card advantage, and I mean, come on, which deck doesn't like card advantage? It's always good. And the -2, she can defend herself, also very good. Yeah, and the ultimate is just a win condition. Then I play 4 copies of the Spell Shrivel. I want to keep my opponent out of my graveyard. If I see a mirror match, then at least I can counter his Rise from the Grave or Necromantic Summons. That's one of the main reasons why I play this. And also when the game turns out to last a bit longer, it can deal with an Ulamog or something else very ugly. It can deal with that. Then I play all copies of the Epiphany right here. I draw 2 cards and I discard a card. Now that's the discard a card is very important. That's why I don't play any artifacts, because I want to discard a card. I want to get those goodies in my graveyard, so that's why I play this. The reason that I don't play the Brilliant Spectrum, I think it's called. Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it right away, but I guess you guys know what I'm talking about. It's with the Converge ability. Oh, here it is. Yeah, 4 mana. The reason why I don't play this is because I can't cast it for 4. I only play 3 colors. And then I draw 3 cards and discard 2. Which isn't bad neither, but I prefer to have a 3 mana cost draw spell, which almost does the same in this case. And I don't want to splash another extra color. I don't want to do that, so that's why I chose for the Epiphany. Then the Languish, it's actually the only hard removal that I have in this deck. And against aggro decks, it's still very necessary, or when he goes widening later in the game, yeah, it's necessary. So I play 2 copies. Then, yeah, the Necromantic Summons, of course. Like I said, the key cards are this one and Rise from the Grave. Now the Spell Mastery is actually significant. It triggers often, because with all the draw spells and the Spell Shrivels and the Rise from the Grave, Languish, all those things, they make sure that I get value out of this Spell Mastery. Then Rise from the Grave, actually the same as a Necromantic Summons, only this one doesn't have the Spell Mastery. Another thing that he has is that your creature that you take becomes a black zombie. Now, is that important or good? Bah, not really. The only thing where it works great against is Cruel, oh god, all the names, I just can't keep it in my head anymore. Yeah, Cruel Revival. So Cruel Revival says destroy target non-zombie creature. If you get a creature back with Rise from the Grave, it is a zombie, so it's immune for the Cruel Revival. You can't kill it with the Cruel Revival. So that's actually the only thing that it's good against, because Cruel Revival still sees play. Less, but you'll see it pop up once in a while. But I prefer the Spell Mastery of the Necromantic Summons. Then one of our first fatties that we like to reanimate is actually this guy, the Sire of Stagnation. This card is actually really bananas, because when your player starts, your opponent starts playing some lands, you draw 2 cards. I don't know what you think about that, but for me that's bananas. That's pretty nuts. Now, when your opponent sees this creature on the board, it's he wants to get rid of it right away, not next turn or 2 turns after, right away. So you won't see this guy on the board for a long time. Usually, of course, if you play this and your opponent's hand is empty, and of course it has a better survival chance. But yeah, that counts for all fatties. Then I also play this one, the High Arbiter. I think when it comes into play, he's got a pretty neat ability which can protect him for a while. So yeah, I like that. And yeah, you can stop him from casting an Ulamog or any other ugly thing like that. Also good to have in the graveyard. It's 7 mana. So then the Plated Crusher, really good to have in my graveyard. Also a very strong beast, and one of the best things about this one is that it's actually an uncommon, so you can play 3 copies of it. Now this deck I based a bit on the Reanimator deck of Legend, and he also plays 3 copies of this one, but he can never hard cast it. He always depends on the Rise from the Grave or the Necromantic Summons. Now that's also a reason why I don't play 4 colors. Legend does play 4 colors, but I want to be able to hard cast this too, because if I only rely on this, it's too... yeah, it's not good enough for me. I want to be able to hard cast all my spells. I mean, if I can first hard cast it and reoccur it later, that's a double whammy. It's twice. Now if I can put it in my graveyard and play it early, it's also very good. But yeah, I think you guys know what I mean. If you can play it more, then yeah, your opponent has to deal every time with it. But because face it, this guy is a 7/6 and he has trample and hexproof. I mean, come on, it's too good not to play in this type of deck. There are only a few cards that can deal with this. One is Planar Outburst, and the other one is a Flashback. I can't see another card right away that can deal with this. No, it's out of reach for Language, it's out of reach for other mass removals, because they don't remove everything. Yeah, it's a pretty good creature. Now the 3 green, I don't have it always, but it is possible that I can hard cast this, so I like the thought of being able to play it anyway, that I don't have to rely on this too much. So that's a great creature to put early game in my graveyard. Now another great creature is the Breaker of Armies. Costs 8 mana, and every creature has to block it, and that's a 10/8. So probably when you're able to attack with this one, and probably all the blockers of your opponent dies. So it's a bit of a... I see this as a removal card actually. A bit strange removal card, because it's in the form of a creature, but it works pretty well actually. And then of course the best creature to have in your graveyard to recur is Ulamog. Costs 10, so if I can cast it with a Rise from the Grave or spell or Necromantic Summons, it's only costing me 5. Now I don't have the cast abilities, so I don't get to exile 2 target permanents that way, but I don't really care, because I still get a 10/10 indestructible, maybe even a 12/12 with the spell mastery right here. Yeah, that's good enough for me. He's indestructible, my minimum at 12, minimum at 10/10, and whenever he attacks, you still have to exile the top 20 cards of your library. So yeah, this is auto include. This is the reason why you play a reanimator deck. Yeah, and that's actually it. So the mana, yeah, I don't... If you see previous video of me, you will notice that I don't like too much of the special lands. I like my mana to come in play untapped, so I try to keep it always as simple as possible. I don't even play the 3/3 hexproof mana land, because it comes tapped. I don't like it. I don't like it in this deck. I want to I want to cast one of these at turn 5 at least, you know, preferably with the Carrier Troll maybe at turn 4, and then I'm in a real good spot. So I need my mana untapped. Also for the Epiphany, which I usually play at the end of his turn. I want it untapped so I can play it as fast as possible. So that's the deck for you guys, and also that's it for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next video I will play 1 game or 2 games, depend on how much time it takes. So I hope I see you guys in that video, and don't forget to subscribe or leave something in the comments what you guys think, or maybe what you guys want to see from Archetype. Let me know, give me some feedback. Okay guys, see you in the next video guys, bye bye.